So let's discuss some of the specifics of talking about cost, price, and again, salaries on your website. Now, the first thing you want to do is you say, okay, so what are all the different major products and services that we have? You might say, well, Marcus, there's a mountain. I know, but there's fundamental similarities, and Pareto's law, 20% of your products and services make up 80% of your revenue, which is like everybody else. And so we want to start there. Now, here's how you want to approach it. If you're producing an article about cost and price on your website, there's 5 key sections that I want you to focus in on. Okay, here they are. Number 1, what are the factors within the industry that are going to drive the cost of that particular thing, again, service, product, etc., up? Okay, that's number 1. What are the factors? Now, number 2, align with number 1. What are the factors that's going to keep it down? Keep the cost down. Okay, that's first 2. Simple to do, right? There's a lot of meat, though. There's a lot of meat and potatoes there. So this isn't short. When you produce this piece of content, almost always we're talking plus 1,000 words for that particular page of the website, because the idea is that we teach it and teach it well. Plus, from a search perspective, Google is going to appreciate the fact that you're being so thorough. The third component is this. What makes some companies so expensive? Now you might say, well, that sounds like the first one. No, it's different. So there's certain factors that make companies in the industry more expensive than others. You know this, I know this. Could be the size, could be this. This is a bill. I'm not going to cover them, but what are those factors? So again, 4th section aligns with number 3. Why are some companies cheaper than others? Definitively, you've lost bids, you've lost opportunities before because somebody was cheaper than you. But you knew there's a clear reason. Here's why they're cheaper. This is your chance, again, to educate. We're decommoditizing as we do all these things. Okay, so that's the first 4 sections. That should be 80%. Notice what we haven't talked about yet. We haven't talked about what we cost yet, because you have to start with the industry and the marketplace, and then we move to ourselves. The final section, you talk about where you align as a business. So in other words, let's say you tend to be 5% more. Guess what? Talk about it. Yeah, talk about why you're 5% more than the average company, the things that you do. Because by the end of that, if you do it and you communicate it the right way, the reader, the viewer is going to be saying to themselves, oh my goodness, heck, I can't believe they're only 5% more. They should be a lot more than 5%. And so that's the way that we really start to build that value proposition. Once again, it's the same thing with potential recruits. Let's say you're going to talk about salaries and really teach the marketplace salaries for different positions in the industry. You really want to be thorough about all the factors that are going to lead to somebody getting paid more or less. And if you did a brainstorm on those, you're going to say, yeah, absolutely, there is so many of those that we need to consider. And we can't just assume that somebody understands those things. Some of you, depending on the amount of products and services that you offer, you will have multiple cost, price, again, salary, articles, pieces of content on your website. Ideally, what's happening is just because they've read one piece doesn't mean they're going to read others, because they're reading for that specific thing that they are interested in, the viewer, the customer. That's the idea. Remember, if you do this, are people going to trust you more? Yes. Is it going to be different than what folks are doing in your industry? Yes. Is that good? Yes. Are you going to be an outlier? Heck yeah. Is that good? Yes. Are you going to get noticed? Way more. Yes. That's the idea. And again, what's going to happen with the trust factor? You will become the thought leader, the trusted leader, by doing that which others are not willing to do, not willing to say, and not willing to teach. That's why this matters so very much.